Hello, I'm State Representative Larry Springer, and today I'm going to take all of us on a tour of the 45th Legislative District. So we're going to start right here in beautiful downtown Kirkland, my hometown. We're standing right now in the middle of Heritage Park overlooking the shores of Lake Washington. Come join me and we'll go see what the 45th District looks like. Well, here we are at the city of Sammamish at the old Mars Hill Church, but now a campus for Central Washington University. I'm here with my good friend and colleague, former mayor of Sammamish, Don Geron. So, Don, just briefly tell us, how did the city of Sammamish come to acquire this property?
Yeah, well, Larry, thanks for coming. It's really exciting for our community. About 2.5 years ago, Mars Hill Church went belly up, so to speak, and the property was available. It's 31,000 square feet. We jumped in, bought it with a letter of intent from Bellevue College in Cascadia and Lake Washington to possibly get some coursework up here, maybe running start. They backed away. A guiding hand got us to Central Washington
We
University.
are in a church after all.
Yes, right. Central Washington stepped up and we're just really excited, and the whole community is excited about having them here.
Well, that's terrific. Let's take a few minutes and maybe talk with somebody from Central Washington University and they can tell us a little bit more about what goes on here. We're with Melanie Palm, who's the Executive Director of Extended Learning. What is Extended Learning?
So Extended Learning is all our learning centers across the state. We have 6 university centers. We also are now here in Sammamish, which we're really excited about. And we also have a learning center at JBLM, Joint Base Lewis McChord.
And so you have a Running Start program here as well.
We do. We're offering general education classes that the Running Start students are eligible to take. We're running 17 courses this quarter, and we've got about 75 students. We're also offering English as a second language to students in the community and starting to do some continuing ed speaker series type programming.
Terrific. And how long have you been operating?
We opened up on September 20th, so we are brand new.
You are about as new as it gets.
That's
well,
true.
Congratulations and welcome to Sammamish.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Here we are in downtown Duval. I wanted specifically to come out here. It is the small town of the 45th District, and out here on the rural edge of the district. I also have a lot of fond memories of this small town, although it is growing now. But I used to come out here in the 1970s. I know that will date me. But there was a little hot spot here called the Silver Spoon, and we used to come out and listen to Riley and Maloney sing folk music. A lot has changed since then, and a lot of the changes that you'll see here in Duval have been partnerships with the city and the state. So I want to introduce Will Ibershoff, Mayor of Duval. And Will, if you could maybe just sort of highlight a few of the ways in which the state has
sure.
has
The
helped
state
out.
has been significant. This first phase of Main Street, done several years ago, 2/3 of the funding actually came from the state, $3 million to rebuild this downtown section. And the second phase, which starts just a few blocks down the road there, we received $5 million from the state for, which again was a lion's share of the funding for that project. So the state has done at least $8 million just in the downtown alone, let alone another $500,000 to our recreational conservation group for our ball field up at the ball field.
Okay.
So it's $8.5 million just in the last several years within Duval. And so a lot of it has to do with the partnerships with the city and the state and working with them specifically on what they need to see and what we want to build. And so it's been great.
I think this downtown project here has also increased safety a bit too,
Oh,
right?
absolutely,
Because
yes.
this has been a major truck route through
Yes.
town, and
Yes.
we've been able to slow that down.
Right, and the other part of it was the redevelopment downtown encouraged the businesses to grow and flourish. So we saw roughly a 15% increase in sales the first year.
Well, that's terrific. And we're sitting right next to a redeveloped King County Library that was done
About 7 years ago.
So great. Well, Will, I appreciate you taking the time to come down
Sure, you
and
bet, Larry.
introduce Duval to us, my favorite small town.
That's good. Well, thank
All right,
you. Thanks for coming out.
You betcha. You might ask, why are we standing here at the corner of Union Hill Road and Avondale Road? Well, it's a demonstration of the kind of growth the 45th District has experienced in the last couple of decades. Looking behind me, it used to be 2 lanes that way, 2 lanes that way. I just counted, there are now 22 lanes of traffic converging on this intersection. We have Microsoft 1 mile up the road. We have the city of Woodinville a few miles down the road. And if we go about 1.5 miles this way, you would believe you were out in horse country. So it's a microcosm of the state, and there are some happy people that just went by. So we are at a HopeLink facility here in the 45th District. I have been on the board of directors of HopeLink for about 6 or 7 years now, and we're here with the executive director of HopeLink, Lauren Thomas. So Lauren, can you tell us a little bit about what goes on at the facility here?
Certainly, Larry. Welcome to Avondale Park at HopeLink. We're very excited to have you here today. And what we have here today is 15 buildings with 61 units of housing for homeless individuals. So that includes shelter and transitional housing.
So are these families with kids and adults?
It's all families,
Okay.
yes, adults with a number of children.
And how long has this facility been here?
We've been out here since 2002.
And what was it before HopeLink?
Previously to HopeLink, this was Coast Guard property. So
Coast Guard
I don't know if
housing in the middle of Redmond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're up against the beach or what, but it has worked out fabulous for us. And one of the things that I love about this place, Larry, is it's a place where community can gather. So the Redmond Kiwanis comes and cooks dinner and shares a meal every single week. School kids come out here and do food drives and help with the individuals. And on the United Way Day of Caring, the Microsoft Corporation comes out here every year, helps redo the landscaping and really rolls up their
We
sleeves.
pointed out a little earlier that the Microsoft campus is actually only a couple of miles to the south of us here.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, Lauren, thanks so much for having us out. Really appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Larry.
The sun is out. There are fall colors. Where else would you rather be than on a college campus? We are now on the campus of Lake Washington Institute of Technology. Funny story, they changed their name from Lake Washington Voc Tech to Lake Washington Technical College several years ago, and I was a big proponent of not changing the name or changing their affiliation. But sometimes even elected officials are wrong, if you can believe that. This institution has grown unbelievably well. It's one of the institutions I'm most proud of to have in the district. And with us today is President Amy Goins, who will tell us a little bit about what goes on here.
So Lake Washington Tech has grown quite a bit from the days that we were at Voc Tech. We still offer a full technical high school academy, which you were very supportive of this past legislative session in supporting our technical college high school graduates.
Right.
And not having to wait until they're 21 to get their diploma and move on. So we're just so pleased and so appreciative
Glad
of
to
your
help.
support. This college is obviously a proud part of the state's community and technical college system, and very proud to be a taxpayer-supported public institution. Right behind us is our newest building, our Allied Health Center. That was built in 2007 and supporting our next generation of nurses, dental hygienists, even our funeral service technicians. So there's a lot going on here at the campus, both at the high school level, certainly at the associate degree level, and at the baccalaureate level.
Right. You are now able to provide a 4-year degree in
Right.
applied baccalaureate.
Right. And we recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Oregon Institute of Technology and British Columbia Institute of Technology.
Terrific.
So we're looking to widen those pathways at the baccalaureate and master's level even wider.
Great. Well, I think you have a very bright future here. Great to see you.
Great
Thanks.
to see you.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thanks
us.
so
Bye-bye.
much.
So it should come as no surprise that on a tour of the 45th District, I would make sure we visited the wine industry. Having been in the wine industry myself now for almost a little over 30 years, when I started, there were about 6 wineries in the state of Washington. Today, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry in this state, and there are nearly 1,000, probably even more than 1,000 wineries by now. So today we're in Woodinville, Washington. Woodinville, I think, is fair to characterize as the wine center of Western Washington. There are over 100 wineries here in Woodinville. With me today is Scott Moeller. He is the winemaker here at Novelty Hill Winery. And the reason I chose Novelty Hill to stop at is Scott was my first store manager, probably almost 20 years ago now. And we wanted to come here and say hi to Scott and ask you, So 2017, is the wine going to be any good?
Well, yes. Short answer is yes. Fantastic.
I would not have expected you to say anything else.
That's right. That's right. Just a great vintage overall. You know, it really starts obviously in the vineyards, working with the weather and such. This is a bit of a reverse of what we had last year as far as heat a little bit later as opposed to earlier. But the fruit is fantastic. We've got a really nice, long drawn out summer here, and the fruit's fantastic, really ripe flavor components and such, and we're making some fantastic wine.
So a message that wine can give us all is slow and steady is good.
I think
Slow and steady
that
is
is
good.
true. That is true. And it's great to see you, by the way.
It's good to see you too. So thanks for taking your time to show us a little bit here, and we're going to move on.
All
Scott,
right, great.
good to see you again.
Yeah,
man.
you too, man.
Thank you for coming on the tour of the 45th District. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something along the way, and please come and join us the next time we do it.